Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So I feel at the moment a lot of people are getting fairly fed up and upset with competitive. The problem doesn't necessarily stem from not climbing in ranked, although it's partly related. The problem is that the quality of the games, even in Grandmaster level, isn't really consistent. There's things like a lot of one tricks you may have to play around, smurfs, uncooperative players, not being able to play your mains because others are. It tends to be a wild west of games at any skill level. We also got asked recently by a viewer saying that I want to improve my own game on a certain hero, but I don't feel like I'm getting any better in ranked because of the game quality. Is there anything that I can do? Well, today we wanted to go over scrimming, what it is exactly and why it's the best way to improve in Overwatch, hands down.
So what is scrimming? Well, it's basically playing competitive rule set with custom games. Most times it's full teams playing full teams, but that doesn't necessarily have to be true. By definition, that's all it is, but of course there's huge advantages to playing in this system over ranked. First and foremost, like Ryan said, those that take part in scrims all have the same outlook on what they want from the game. To win, to practice, and to play against good players so they can improve themselves and just get better at Overwatch. This is also the primary way that pros practice. They scrim 8 hours a day or so, playing multiple teams for an hour or two at a time across different game modes. We're not really suggesting you to do this, at least to this extent. It takes a lot of organization and time management to keep on top of something like this, but during the off-season, some of the pros and top players did something pretty great. In the short, they set up their own scrims, calling Rank S. It was basically ranked games for the top players that were invited into it. Pros like Numlocked and IDDQD were there, but also streamers like Kepri. It was a good way to play competitively during the off-season, but there's also something else about playing scrims over ranked.
We all make stupid or careless mistakes in competitive. Misplaced ultimates, not killing enemies when you should, and just dying in stupid ways. These can be described as mistakes, but more so they can be described as experience. Overall, players play very conservatively in ranked compared to quick play and other game modes. Seems kind of obvious when you think of it that way. Nobody wants to try something experimental just in case it backfires, and then the randoms on your team get upset with you and start flaming you, and then throw the match or whatever. The idea for scrims in itself is to play in a competitive environment and to practice the heroes you play without too much pressure on the actual game itself. This doesn't just mean mechanically, this means strategy and gaining experience in certain areas. The thing is, you won't know a good time to charge an enemy as a Reinhardt, for example, until you experience infinite ways of screwing up that charge. Not only is playing liberally, more experimental, and a little bit more aggressive acceptable in these environments, it's almost endorsed. You should be doing it. These are great ways to play with your friends, to try out different strategies, compositions, ways to play a hero, but the main thing is it's also a lot of fun. Reminds me of having a kickabout with friends, playing football at the park and stuff like that. Just playing in a group of 12, jumping into separate channels, then coming back into one big group call and talking about some of the plays that either team had. You will vastly improve in Overwatch if you do this regularly than just slumming it out in ranked for hours. When that fear of losing rank and throwing games with strangers and tilt and stuff like that is gone, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can improve in Overwatch.
The issue here is of course that effort that is required to find players around your level to queue up and form a full team with. It can be fairly easy to just make a team with friends, but hard to play against other people and find other people on your level to play against. So there are a few things to do. We've set up a bit of a Discord server for PC scrimming, so if you have a group of friends on PC and you want to play against other casual teams, then check us out for sure. The link is in the description below. We got some information and rules about the server up there already, and that will all be available once you join. Anyway, other good examples of these sort of Discords and communities are the competitive Overwatch subreddit and their Discord. You can find like-minded people in this Discord, but also find your way to tournaments like the Minutemen one. Basically, you solo queue into that tournament, moved on to a team, and then you take part in that team for the tournament. It's basically a full solo queue tournament, so anyone can really enter. And the best way to find more information on when the next set of tournaments and games are is by joining their Discord and checking the subreddit. Ryan and one amongst many also like to take part in cast community Discord scrims where it's basically just sub-games and the like. Again, you can find all that in the Scrim Central Discord from now on. Everyone's basically welcome. Right now we're trying out PTR scrims because we really want to get used to the new Lucio and the other changes that are on there. And in case you hadn't gotten it already, we really recommend trying out playing the game in this way. It's a lot of fun. You learn a lot, you don't feel as tense because you know you can't lose SR on it, and it's just the best way to improve.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. As Miska said, you can find a Discord link in the description below. So yeah, if you play as a 6-stack, for example, in comp and want other 6-stacks to play against, then this is the place to find it. But if you play on your own and you're looking for like-minded people to play with, then the Minutemen tournaments are great for this. This kind of applies more to PC players and consoles, so sorry guys. But let us know in the comments what you think, whether you're inclined to try out scrimming, try out new heroes, or just let us know what you think in the comments below. But until next time, take care, and we'll see you then.